Hello, welcome back. Today is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
I mean, it's not actually Wednesday, but by the time you're watching this, it is Wednesday. Because I'm keeping an upload schedule, right, Ella? Okay, so...
Do we talk?
Yeah, you can talk. As you guys might know, or if you don't know, I'm gonna let you know. So there's actually a guest on Yolanda Gampp's... I've been saying Gampp, apparently it's Gampp. I was a guest on her channel and she's from How to Cake It. You might know her from her very successful YouTube channel that has like 5 million subscribers, something crazy like that. You might have seen her on Nailed It.
Did you make these?
I did.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Amazing. Did you get any help?
No.
Really?
Yeah, she's on Nailed It.
Cool.
So I was able to be a guest on her new show called Save the Cake, and that's basically a show where she takes people who've had like cake disasters and I guess help them out and make really awesome cakes, and she basically teaches you, and it's basically like a really awesome masterclass, and you like go on one-on-one with her, and it's really awesome, and I was so lucky to be able to do it. And also here with me today, just to keep in theme with the like How to Cake It kind of, you know, concept, I have Ella right here on FaceTime because we're social distancing, but she's gonna be my Jocelyn, she's gonna be my producer. So say hi, Ella.
Hi.
Today we're gonna just be talking about, oh no, okay, hold on, I have a bit. Get it? Cause I'm gonna spill the tea.
This is the comedy police. The joke's too funny.
Just so you know, I bought this last week just for this joke, just for this gag. I bought a Soul can of iced tea just to make that joke. So on it, it says Danny's prop, do not touch. And now it's gone. The joke is finished, so I'm gonna leave that alone. So we're gonna spill the tea, except there's not really much tea. It's like, it was really fun, like I'm not even gonna, there's nothing bad that happened. But I did want to talk about like kind of like my backstory, and like I guess this will be kind of like a companion video to like the episode, which is now on Facebook Watch, so check it out. It's on the Kin Community channel. And I kind of touched upon this in the episode and you'll see that later, but I actually have a lot, like I've been around cakes and stuff all my life, like literally before I was born, like probably when I was in the womb, because my mom actually was a cake decorator throughout like my whole life and even before I was born, and she's made really, really amazing cakes. Like, yeah, Ella's nodding. Like my favorite cake is actually her Millennium Falcon cake, which obviously from Star Wars. If you're a fan of Star Wars, comment down below. The people who ordered it were like, money's not really an option, just like, we want you just to make an amazing cake. And like, you don't really hear that as a cake artist, because you don't hear that as an artist in general, so that really gave my mom like the creative freedom to just do her thing, and like that's kind of where she showed all her like talents and stuff. But back in the day, she would make mad cakes. There's this like home video of like my mom on my birthday, actually, she was making a really dope like Blue's Clues cake, and she was making this really awesome cake, but that cake was actually an order for somebody else, but she had to make it on my actual birthday because it was, I guess she had to deliver it the next day. So what my mom did was she just got like the scrap cake, like the extra batter, and she like kind of turned that into like a cake for myself for my birthday. You'll see in the video, it's like really cute. Like you'll see like the nice Blue's Clues cake, and you'll see like the tiny like little like Hello Kitty like scrap cake. But it was good for us. Like I didn't even care. Like it was amazing.
Is this like a piece of chocolate I need to know?
But yeah, she made my birthday cakes like every year, all the time. Like I had princess cakes, everything. Like it's funny because like when I was in kindergarten, like when I was 6, 7, I always had like a 2-tiered cake. Like, and then the parents, like my classmates, their parents would be like, wow, like is this a wedding? Like why does she have such an extravagant cake? And I'm like,
because my mama can, that's why.
And then my grandma actually, so my mom's mom, she bakes as well. She's like the OG baker, like she can do anything.
Ito na yung finish icing.
Another thing which I can't forget is that actually my dad, after he watched the episode, he called me and he was like, he was obviously really happy because we're all huge fans of Yolanda. We all watch her videos, but he like called me and he was like, hey, like I love the episode, but you didn't even mention me. And I was like, why? I was like, Dad, why would I mention you? He's like, you mentioned your mom, you mentioned your grandma, but you didn't mention me. And because he claims he's like a baker, when in reality he's like there's like in that footage of like my mom making that scrap cake for me, it's like a home video. My mom is filming my dad like pipe the cake as well, just to, like, to show that he was doing something. And then growing up, whenever I watched that video, I was always thinking like, oh wow, my dad made that cake. Turns out my dad just like, he's like, pass me the piping bag, I want to do something. So there you go, Dad, I'm mentioning you now.
Good for Daniel. Yeah, we thank Daddy because he's the one who put the icing. I think I have to take the Daddy.
My mom actually did a full-time job. Baking and stuff was never ever her full-time job. It's just, you know, that doesn't, like, when you're an artist, things like that just like don't really pay the bills. We all know that feeling. Well, some people are really lucky, but you know, my mom, she was raising a family. We had just immigrated from the Philippines to Canada, and she started her business like right off the bat. Like, we immigrated in 2001, and then 2002 is when you'll see that footage. So she's been like on this grind. She had an office job, and she would always make cakes for like different things, and then her co-workers would always say like, why are you working here, like you're like cake boss? And she was like, baby, I know. And I remember growing up, like, she always had this kind of cake mode. Like, we all kind of knew not to like bother her on like, especially on like a Saturday morning when she was making a cake, because yeah, she was not so friendly when if you interrupted her during her like work mode. I mean, I would always beg her to let me help her doing the cakes, because like, you know, I loved art growing up. Like, I loved painting, I loved doing just anything. I really felt jealous of her. Like, I loved like just playing with things, and then like I'd beg her like, oh, please can I help you, please can I help you? And then like my mom obviously wasn't gonna let like some like 6-year-old help her like with something that she was gonna sell. So she just gave me like scraps, and you'll see like in like, I'll insert pictures, like she always like gave me scraps so I could like play with. So I've been like kind of like practicing my whole life. I was able to unearth a lot of old cakes that I've made. Like I feel like I just used to do it a lot as a kid, just like looking for old pictures of cakes that I've done. Like, it's just so funny to see. Like, I forgot that I made my brother like birthday cakes. I forgot I made my dad a birthday cake. Like, your girl was doing some stuff. Whenever we watch baking shows, she'd always be like if we were watching like Nailed It or something, she'd be like, okay, what would you do first to optimize your time? If your batter is runny like that, what do you add to your batter? Your batter is too thick, what do you do? Which one's the easiest? Correct. What would you do next? What would you do to change this situation? She's been training me my entire life. So I feel like when I got on set, I was kind of nervous because like I knew they were gonna film me baking, and I didn't want her to like watch the footage back and be like, Danielle, we talked about this. Why don't you know how to do this? My mom's awesome. Like, we're actually really close. She always baked cakes for other people. Sometimes she did it for free as gifts for like family members and stuff. But the thing is, she would always make cakes for other people, but she never got a cake for herself. And the cakes that we got her for like Mother's Day for her birthday were like store-bought cakes, and she would like always pretend like, oh, thank you, like so thoughtful. But in reality, she's like, why do I like the queen of cakes have to eat some like crap grocery store cake? But this time,
Grocery store.
actually me too. And like it confuses so many people that I like grocery store cakes, and I like boxed cakes too. Oh, okay. Okay, that's just me? Okay. Anyway, it was a really good opportunity for me to like kind of give back to my mom. And yeah, and like kind of, I really wanted to make her proud. Like, that was my one goal for this. Like, I really wanted to show her that like I knew what I was doing. But you'll see how that turned out. I guess now I'm gonna start watching the episode. And again, just a disclaimer, this isn't my first time watching it. I couldn't for the life of me even think to watch it live on camera because I feel like the whole time I would just be like,
Oh my god!
Hi, I'm Yolanda Gampp from How to Cake It, and today I'm here to save the cake. I'm meeting Danielle, whose mom used to be a cake decorator.
I just want to say my reaction to meeting Yolanda was like very genuine. Like I was very shocked. Like I knew she was gonna come, but actually a lot of people, when I told like my dad, like people like that, like when I told like some close family that I was doing this, they asked me like after I filmed it, they were like, oh, was she really there? Was she, because you know she's like a famous YouTuber, like maybe it's just you know her name's attached to it, but you know she's not actually gonna be there. But no, she was there. Like it's not CGI, you guys, like she was actually there. And can you imagine if like they like had like a tennis ball on a stick and they were like, okay, this is Yolanda, like pretend that this is her and we're just gonna like add her in post.
Was done with a tennis ball on a stick.
Because she's like she doesn't want to hang out with normal people. Can you imagine? That's the tea. Proof that I met her. I'm a huge fan of her channel, so like it was kind of surreal to see her like in real life. And it's weird because you'd think I'd like be used to it by now, you know? Because like I meet a lot of kind of like known people like when I do different jobs and stuff, but like I don't know, it was just I can never get used to it. And like especially seeing Yolanda, which you know I watch her videos all the time, it was just so weird to see her in front of me. Like it almost didn't feel real. Also, my first impression of her, I was very truly honestly intimidated. Like I don't know, I was just very, very intimidated.
Hey, I'm Danielle. I'm 20 years old and I am an actress and a party princess.
We sat on the couch for a good minute because I was like fully having a panic attack. Like I was so nervous.
Do you have any pictures of her cakes or?
So what's not mentioned in this episode, or it's what's not mentioned in the video, is that I actually made this cake when I was 11 years old. So I'm 20 now, so that was 9 years ago for my mom's birthday. And yeah, I made this when I was 11. I was so proud of myself. Like I surprised my mom and they really used it as my cake fail, which looking back it kind of looks like a fail, but I just thought that was so funny. Also, they did me so dirty in this thumbnail. Like, you know the thumbnail of me going like this? Okay, let me tell you the story about that thumbnail. Because you know, like when you're concentrating, you always make like a stupid face. You don't really realize what you're doing with your face. So I kind of like expressed that concern to like the crew, and the crew was awesome. Like I'll talk about them later, and then I was like, yeah, constantly having to like tell myself to check my face, so I don't end up doing things like this. And then I did it, and then I guess they captured it and they used it as a thumbnail, and I was like, that's so shady, but well played. It's funny. I don't know. I'm over it. It's fine. Everyone was coming at me for wearing fake eyelashes, and I'm like, homeboy, of course I was gonna do that.
Yo, I know I watched it completely already, but like your ruler skills are so disappointing.
I know.
Yes, it's like
Very honestly, I was fully having like inner panic attack because I do hate rulers. Like I wasn't even playing that up for the camera or anything. Like I wasn't trying to be funny. Like I do genuinely hate rulers, and we were making like a freaking box that needed to have like straight angles, straight like lines, everything. And like I don't know, I just like hate rulers ever since I was a kid. Like things with numbers, I just like it just stresses me out.
I think we can get a layer from our hump.
Actually, I think we should give it to them. Cake. So for those of you who don't bake cakes, I guess, the hump is actually the tastiest part. I don't know why. I guess maybe it has something to do with the caramelization, whatever. But that extra stuff, the extra cake that comes out like that, that's the best part. And like, yeah. Because there's 4 layers of cake, and she was like, I think we can make like another layer. So she taught me how to do the layer, but then I was just like, let's just give it to the crew, because you know the crew, they worked hard. But there's actually like a very separate reason why we didn't use the hump, which I'm not going to disclose. That's just my little secret. I'll tell you later though, Ella.
Tell me later.
Yeah, there's actually a reason why we didn't use the hump. I just want to say that right now because I feel like a lot of people are gonna be like, girl, why did you just like, she like fully cut that layer to put on the cake and then you just said, oh, never mind. When my mom like was making cakes growing up, we didn't get to eat the cakes, obviously, because that's the customer's cakes. Like we don't like, if we want a cake, we had to buy a cake, you know? But the only cake that we got to eat was like any scraps. Like if she carved a cake, we would get the scraps. And like that was me and my dad's favorite part.
So make sure to actually squeeze and then it doesn't like dribble out.
I didn't squeeze.
What is that?
You mean, what is this? I have one. You guys, I have my own squeeze bottle. Yolanda and her team so generously gave this to me. But this isn't Sir Squeeze. Sir Squeeze obviously is Yolanda's, and she makes like this thing like on her channel, like Sir Squeeze is like a diva. Sir Squeeze is like the star of the like Sir Squeeze, the squeeze bottle is its own character in the show.
And now you know who came in. He doesn't even give me like creative input.
No.
He says nothing.
Yeah.
So mine is Tita Squeeze, and she is the Filipino cousin of Sir Squeeze. She's still in the plastic because she's self-isolating right now. You know, she's been a couple places, so yeah. But she will be, I will use her at some point, I promise. She made it look so easy too, like, and then I thought I could do it. Like I thought I could, you know, ice the cake, but I guess not. Also, they fully made this look like I had no problems at all, when in actuality it was so hard. Like if it took her like 2 minutes, it took me like 20 minutes to do it. Like that's how hard it was. Like she would do a layer and then I would do a layer, and then like she would just teach me first and I would have to do the rest. Girl, it is not easy, I swear to God. Like I was so, and I was like sweating too, like and then also there's this thing like dredging, and that's basically when you get like crumbs in the buttercream. Obviously Yolanda like hates that, you'll see in the episode. They didn't include my dredging in this, but basically like when I was doing it, I dredged so much that like I would kind of like hold my breath when I saw myself dredging, and she was always like behind my shoulder just watching, and I kind of just like and then at one point, because I was doing it so often, at one point she just whispered, she's like, it's okay, it's okay. I swear to God, like I wasn't playing anything up for the camera. Like I was genuinely so nervous, genuinely like, ooh, girl. Like the people who edited this video made me look so good.
Your mom is like your cakes, you're now de Bergerac, is that it? I don't know that reference. Okay, never, I should have known that.
Ella, do you know who that is?
I'm gonna guess like it's like the Jedi, like your Jedi, like your Yoda.
I don't know. I don't know who that is. And my aunt, like she was watching it and she like was saying like how it was so funny that I didn't know, but like I don't know. And then I googled it last night and I still didn't get it. So if anyone in the comments wants to like explain that to me, like be my guest. The sriracha bottle, Asians coming through with the sriracha bottle. Oh, here it comes. We actually did this first. This is the first thing we did, and that's why I was so nervous. Oh my God. The tag thing. Watch. Oh my God. Okay, do you see how my hands are like literally shaking? Okay, watch. And this is so stressful for you to watch.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
Did you see how like I was literally shaking like this though? Like I was so nervous, and that was it obviously they edited it in a way that made sense, but this was the first thing that we did. This was the most nervous that I was the whole time, because like, you know, it was the first thing we did. We were already using gum paste. Like it was the morning still. Like, I was so nervous. And the fact that I couldn't cut a straight line, the amount of people who have like told me, like all my family has watched it, like my cousins, whatever, they all messaged me. They were like, how could you have not been able to cut a straight line with a ruler and a knife? And I was like, you don't understand. I was so nervous. I was shaking. I was sweating. It was just, it's so embarrassing. Even my dad was like, Danielle, what's wrong with you?
Bruh, look at this dude. No, 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 no.
Ready?
Yes.
I had to do a lot of this part by myself. She really let me, like, I thought, like, you know, she would kind of do everything and then I would like just pretend like, oh yeah, I'm doing it. But no, she like really had me do like all of it. Oh, not all of it, but like a lot of it.
3 seconds.
Still got it.
You just flipped a cake like completely over.
So the cake looks insane and I was actually genuinely like really proud of myself. Like, I didn't think like in a million years that we would make something like this. Like, I thought we'd make something like really simple, but like this was really hard. Like, maybe it looked easy, but like it was a lot. And just like looking at it, I was like, damn, like I really did that. Ella, do you know what it reminded me of?
What?
You know in Aladdin when like Jasmine wears that pink dress with like the orange details? That's what this cake looks like. And also has the same color story as the homecoming dress that Brenda Song wears in Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior. Shout out if you know that movie.
Danielle, you did it! You did it!
I
gift,
did
wasn't it?
that.
I taught Yolanda how to properly high five. Ella, do you know how to properly high five? How to get it like exact every time?
Yeah, you look at your elbow.
Yes, it's the elbows. I remember like she was like high five and I'm like, look at the elbows, and she goes, elbows, and I was like, yeah, you have to look at the elbows to like have a perfect high five. If you didn't know that, now you know.
It's the perfect gift. I'm making this cake for my mom who...
So this next part, I'm kind of explaining that we're gonna be actually showing this cake to my mom through FaceTime because she was actually in the Philippines at the time. And I wasn't going to mention this, but I feel like it's important that I do. Just a couple hours before I was set to film, my grandmother on my dad's side, so my dad's mom actually passed away really tragically. And it happened so fast. Like she was diagnosed and she had gone like so quickly, and it was just a lot, and really broke my heart because I was just with her and she was fine. Like, anyway, it was a lot. And so yeah, she passed the night before and I was so distraught. Like, I didn't know if I could do the show the next day, but I think my grandma would have wanted me to do it. Yeah, so my mom, obviously, she went to the Philippines to, be with my dad, and, because obviously he was grieving. And I really wanted to go too. Obviously, it's my grandma, and I wanted to be there for my dad, but I had a lot of commitments here. I had work, I had this to do. But the producer, Allison, shout out to Allison, she was so sweet. She was so understanding. Like, she was like, yeah, we can do it on FaceTime. And I was like, okay, awesome. And then the next morning I had to get on the train at like 4:00 just to go over into the city to film. And I was kind of like, if my anxiety wasn't like enough just to like, I was going to be on camera, I was going to meet Yolanda, I was going to make a cake. It was just heightened by the fact that, I was going through something. And but yeah, the crew was so sweet. Like Helena, Chet, Cody, Cam, Allison, Matt, Yolanda, obviously, Orhan, the director, they were all so lovely. And like, I feel like I wouldn't have been able to get through the day if it wasn't for like how kind and just like fun they were. And I think it was a really good way for me to kind of forget, I guess, kind of get my mind off of things, because I feel like if I were at home, if I had just like said, hey, I don't want to do it anymore, then I would have just like been a mess at home. So this was a really good way of, you know, kind of forgetting. And there's a lot of moments while we were making the cake that I would kind of like space out a little bit, because obviously I was just feeling so many things, and like I would space out, and like, you know that feeling when like you're doing something and you're concentrating, and you just start thinking about things and you just start reflecting and stuff. So like that was happening to me a lot, and it took me a minute to like kind of be like, oh like we're filming, like I need to, you know. So yeah, that was happening a lot, and that was really heightening my anxiety, I think. And but again, the crew was awesome. They made me feel so comfortable. Like, I work with a lot of crews, I work with a lot of people, and like this one was probably like the nicest crew ever. Because trust me, I've been on sets where like people are just like the rudest, like, ooh girl, story time next week. Yeah, big shout out to Allison. Like, I remember at like a lunch break or something, like I was trying not to think about it too much, but you know, I was going through Facebook, and then I saw like my cousin, she posted like a picture of my grandma talking about how we miss her, and I got really sad, and then I just had to step out and I just started crying. And then Allison was so sweet, like she really just like comforted me. So although it really sucked to, you know, not have my mom at the taping, and you know the whole point of me doing this was for her, it sucked even more that I couldn't, you know, I couldn't go on a plane and, you know, be there. But I think I made her proud, and I think my grandma would have really enjoyed watching this, and I think, you know, she did. So yeah, sorry, I don't want to get like too sappy, but and then also like at the end of like the shoot, when we finished the cake, I kind of like got really weirdly emotional, and like I don't really cry a lot because I feel like I've been through so much stuff that like my emotional affects have been like fully like disconnected, like don't have them anymore. So I literally was just like, I was just feeling overwhelmed because like we had just made this cake, like I was so proud of myself, like I was able to like do something really, really awesome. And then obviously the crew was just awesome, and like I was just feeling overwhelmed, and I like fully like broke down in tears, and I was like,
you guys, like this was a really awesome experience. Like, you know, I've been going through some stuff, and like this was really awesome, and like I couldn't have done it without you.
Like I was really crying. But I truly, truly mean it. Like they were the best crew like ever, I swear.
We have to call your mom and show her. Are you ready to call her?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Hi, Mommy. Hi.
Okay, another thing. I'm so glad that they were able to get some footage of my mom on FaceTime, because there's actually a brownout, which is like a power outage, and that happens very, very often, and people are usually like really prepared for it. So the power went off, the Wi-Fi cut off. She had some data, but like that wasn't really enough to like really hold a good conversation and really hold a good like video connection. So I'm really glad that they were able to get some footage. And my dad, bless his heart, Dad, you can't say that I didn't mention you, because I'm mentioning you so much in this video, but my dad and my aunt like held up their flashlights at my mom's face because the lights weren't working. So yeah, my dad was the lighting guy.
Hi, Jocelyn!
What they don't show in the video, which was so hilarious to me, the whole time we were on FaceTime with my mom, and we were showing her the cake. She was like, oh my God, Yolanda, thank you so much. Like, this is amazing. And I was like, Mom, I made the cake. Yolanda helped me, but like I made the cake. And then my mom would be like, oh yeah, of course. Yolanda, thank you so much for helping Danielle. Like, thank you so much. You did so. And I'm just like, Mom, I made the cake. But she's just like all about Yolanda. She's genuinely a big fan of hers. And then every time I would turn the camera, I would like have like a sincere moment. I'd be like, Mom, like I really wanted to impress you. I really wanted to give you this cake. I know you don't usually get cakes. You know, you always make cakes for other people, but you never like get them for yourself. And she was like, turn the camera, Danny, I want to see Yolanda. I was like, okay. Also note how like beautiful my mom looks in this FaceTime.
I will freeze a piece for you so that you can have a piece of your cake when you come back. Okay.
It's just
Shout out to Nicole, you're a real one.
Mia, it's a cake. It does look like a box.
Yeah, so Mia's my niece. Like, we were telling her, like, the whole time we were waiting for Yolanda and the team to, like, come over. Like, we were telling her, like, trying to get her psyched up. Like, we were saying, like, oh, Mia, like, I made a cake for you. Like, are you excited to eat the cake and see the cake? She's like, yeah. Like, she knew, like, she was gonna be eating cake. And so when I brought it out, she's probably thinking, like, girl, I was promised a cake. Why are you bringing out a box? And then I got weirdly emotional after the crew left because I was so thankful that my family was able to come through. Like, you know, my aunt, my godmother, who's my mom's best friend, she let us film in her house. Obviously Nicole and her kids, my other aunt. And I was just like so thankful because, like, it was hard not having my mom there. Obviously this was all for her. It's hard not being with the rest of my family, but, like, they really came through. They were like, yeah, girl, we're gonna be there. We're gonna, like, you know, eat your cake, even if it tastes bad, even if it looks bad, we're still gonna, like, cheer for you. So, like, I was just like,
thank you guys so much for coming. Like, you guys, like, thank you for, like, helping me out and, like, being there for me.
That was the experience, and this was a really good episode. I really enjoyed it, and I've seen it like 10,000 times. So yeah, what do you think, Ella?
I thought the cake looked really cool. Yeah, it looked like a lot of work. I didn't think that's what you meant when you said you were gonna be on a cake thing, because, like, you're not, like, I know your mom makes cakes, but I didn't know you were so into it. But
oh yeah,
it was really cool to watch. I like these kind of things, so I really enjoyed it.
Thanks. If anybody's wondering, Ella couldn't be at the reveal because she was making us all so proud in Ottawa at school. She's a scholar.
Yeah, what's the next cake you're gonna make?
I actually on set said, and they probably have, like, this on camera just to blackmail me, but I was like, because she actually gifted me, which was so nice of her, she actually gifted me her cake book. I was just like, I really want to make cakes again, because I feel like I haven't made stuff in a long time, and, like, this kind of made me feel like, oh, I want to be creative again. So I was like, I'm gonna make something in your cake book. I'm gonna make all 21 cakes. And then they were like, yeah, deal. And I was like, yeah. So maybe I will do that. But I'm hoping, like, when, you know, COVID and stuff is over and lockdown is over, and when I go back to work, then I can, like, hopefully start earning money again, and then buy supplies to make cakes for videos. I feel like that would be a really fun video idea. Anyway, so thank you for watching. That was the episode. It was really fun to you know, watch. Like, it was fun to do, but it was fun to kind of, like, reflect and remember, because it was such a fun week that I filmed this, like, despite all that was happening. Like, this was really fun. And yeah, this is awesome. And I would definitely, like, if you guys could have me again, the How to Cake It team, if you guys could, like, if you guys want me to, like, do anything, like, just let me know. Like, I'd love to work with you guys again. You guys are awesome. So thank you for watching this video. I'll put Yolanda's links down below. I put the link to the episode down below. I'll put my follow links down below. Everything you need to know will be in the description. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Abraz on fleek. So today we're gonna go all the way.
Hey, I'm Danielle. I'm 20 years old, and I am an actress and a party princess. Hey, I'm Danielle. I'm 20 years old, and I am an actress and a party princess.
Walk away and tighten up your body before you get to class!
You need to, do you watch How to Cake It, Ella?
Oh yeah, all the time. I keep up with it weekly.
Now we can cut the lid for the cake. There's some more measuring. 2, 3.
Seconds.
Still got it.
What the fuck is going on in here on this day?